Well, welcome back to the channel. We'll just dive right into reading the U.S. Constitution, which I think we're getting close to being done, but yep, we're on Article 7. It is the last article of the United States Constitution. So let's see here. The ratification of the conventions of 9 states shall be sufficient for the establishment of this Constitution between the states, so ratifying the same. And again, that's how old the Constitution is. We only had 9 states at the time. So, the author's notes are, the framers sent their proposed Constitution to state conventions rather than the state legislation for 2 reasons. Politically, state legislation stood to lose power by the new rules and would be more likely to turn them down. Physiologically, the framers thought that the Constitution would have greater force if the people elected representatives for the sole purpose of approving government under which they would live. Not all states would likely to favor the plan. Probably Rhode Island and possibly other states would object to new and energetic federal government. The framers therefore decided that once a certain number of states had ratified, the new system would kick in, and then the holdouts would join rather than be left out. But how many did they need to start? The mere majority of 7 would not be an impressive beginning. 8, 9, or 10 were proposed. There was no particular logic to choosing 9, 69% of the 13, instead of 8, 62%, or 10, 77%. Possibly when the framers surveyed the political map, they thought 9 was an achievable goal. Done in the convention of the unanimous consent of the states, present the 17th day of September in the year our Lord 1787. So 1787. And the independence of the United States, the 12, I witness thereof, we have hereunto subscribed our names. George Washington was representing Virginia. Geo Reed, Gunning Bedford, John Dickinson, Richard Bassett, and Taco Brown from Delaware. Maryland had James McHenry, Dean of St. Jennifer and Delaware Carroll. Virginia had John Blair and James Madison Jr. North Carolina had W.M. Bolt, Richard Dobbs Strait, and William H. Williamson. South Carolina had J. Rutherford, Charles Pinckney, and Bryce Butler. Georgia had William Few and Abe Baldwin. New Hampshire had John Langdon and Nicholas Gilman. Massachusetts had Nathaniel Graham and Rufus King. Connecticut had W.M. Samuel Johnson and Roger Sherman. New York had Alexander Hamilton. New Jersey had Livingston, David Barley, W.N. Patterson, and Fiona Doughton. Pennsylvania had Ben Franklin, Thomas Mifflin, Albert Morrison, Geo Cameron, Jared Higginson, James Wilson, and Governor. Unanimous consent of the states present, although the convention voting was by state delegation. Rhode Island had never participated in New York, with only 1 delegate remaining, could not cast a vote. The other 11 delegates all approved the final draft and the independence of the United States of America. After Revolution, some nations reboot their calendar day. We tried to, although it did not stick. September 17th, 1787 was within the 12 years since the United States declared its independence. To demonstrate their support, most delegates signed the document. Only 1/3 who were present at the conclusion of the convention refused to sign. George Madison and Edmund Randolph of Virginia, and Elbridge Gerry of Massachusetts, 4 delegates who wanted to improve the Articles of Confederation rather than create a strong central government. Maryland Luther Martin and John Francis Mercer, and New York's Robert Yates and John Lansing had left early. Those who did not sign thought the popular discontent with the proposed bill would produce anarchy and civil conclusion. Those who signed the Constitution believed that it would prevent anarchy. So, that is the 7 Articles of the United States Constitution. This book also has the Bill of Rights. So, that's what we'll get into next time. We'll go through the amendments in the Bill of Rights and go through the amendments and all our rights under the Bill of Rights. So, let's just keep educating ourselves and keep going. So, until next time, God bless and take care.